You know, while I'm doing that, one of the most interesting things that we see as we run across the country teaching this fantastic method is people continually say, I can't draw a straight line. I don't have the talent, Bob, to do what you're doing. That's baloney. Talent is a pursued interest. In other words, anything that you're willing to practice, you can do.
I think this is a good intro, but before we actually get into it, thank you for tuning in and thank you for watching. Let's get to it. I don't think talent exists. Now, please don't get me wrong. I think it exists in sports and maybe music and other areas, but I disagree with the image of a talent for drawing. Most artists started out with just weird stickman and odd lines that are supposed to represent a firework, and I myself had the privilege to have a mother that was an artist herself, so she inspired me to continue drawing, and I always had her art in mind as a reference for what I wanted to achieve in the future. Because at that point, I didn't have the ability to draw hyper-realistic pet portraits. I'm still not quite at that point yet, but we're on our way. So I think this is what developed what people now tell me is my talent. I do not believe in that. I think all that really set me apart from the people that weren't drawing all day long, like as a child, was just the want to create. I wanted to draw, I had fun doing it. It was just a hobby like gaming or music might be for other children. But I kept on drawing and I kept on improving by looking back at what I didn't like about my art to create something better next time. You see, my art looked like this and also looked like this, this, and this. And now it looks like this. And this wasn't talent, it was just aspiring to create and improve. And I will continue to improve until I'm unable to hold a pen again. We all started at the same point. We were little babies that are unable to hold a pen. And it's not like us future artists one day wake up, take a pen, and draw a hyper realistic drawing or even anything close to that. More likely, we draw some lines that don't make sense to anyone but ourselves. Everyone did that as a child, but we as artists just continued on and didn't stop, and we drew whatever came to our minds. The only thing that really sets artists and non artists apart is most likely creativity. But here comes another point. Do you really need to be creative to be an artist? Nah, I don't think so. I think all you really need is being able to see beautiful things. Even if it's just pretty people or a picture of your dog. You don't need the creativity to create own characters, worlds, and stories. You can stick to realism, draw portraits or landscapes. It's just you need to see the beautiful things in the world. Especially when you are like depressed or something, it's very hard. It's very hard to walk through a city and be like, wow, this is beautiful. Usually it looks bad. But you need to see the things that are beautiful to you. It's just for you. You should create the art for you. That's the first point. Um, there are a lot of videos, especially on YouTube, of people in their like 20s trying to learn how to draw with no experience, and I bet nobody told them they had talent. But if you look at these videos and you see their improvement in just a few weeks, it's incredible. And when people look at the results, they most likely would tell these new artists that they have talent or potential. Honestly, I think it might even be better for some people to start drawing when they are adults, because that is when you can actually take in and process the information given to you by professionals regarding light, color theory, etc. As a child, those weren't words that I knew of, and I'm still in the process of unlearning the habits I now have that don't make sense. And there are a lot of basics I still need to learn. But when it comes to drawing, I want to give you a tip on how to improve. Don't worry, it's not just draw every day. It's very easy, just draw. if you finish an artwork and look back at it and it suddenly looks weird to you, it's common, don't worry. Like, one small tip is just mirror your drawing. It's very hard when you draw traditionally on paper, but when you draw digitally, you can just flip the drawing, flip the canvas, and then you most likely already see some results, some mistakes, excuse me. But if you look back at it and you suddenly dislike it, even though you checked and you really liked it, don't just throw it in the trash or delete it. Just take a day off, then look back at your drawing and take it apart and really look for what you think ruins your drawing. And if you can't find what really annoys you, ask another person for help. And sometimes non-artists are even better at that. I personally always ask my boyfriend, and he's not an artist, but he gives the best tips. Not gonna lie. And just to finish this off real quick, I know this isn't a long video, but just to finish this off, because I really wanted to say it, don't ever talk yourself down by saying that you aren't talented or that you aren't as talented as someone else. It's not talent. You don't need to be born with it. The fact that you want to create something better is all you need. It's all you need. And you got this. I believe in you. Bye.